Hello. My sparkling water obsession continues. But we're reading romance. I know, as you guys will soon come to see. Spooky season is where I thrive. It's just my essence, my aesthetic, if you will. But I just went book shopping and I just got my last reads for the summer. And they happen to be romance, all of them. First, we've got Red, White, and Royal Blue. I read this for my book club's pick for the previous month. It was for Pride Month. So cute. Oh my gosh. I was really not expecting to love it as much as I did. I was expecting to like it. And I kind of went through this with Beach Read too. I'm never super drawn to the like rom-com-y type of books because I'm a fantasy gal. I'm loving it. I only have about 50 pages left of it, but this is my formal request to be friends with KelsiemKo. You're funny. You get me. I think I'm gonna do this with every like romantic comedy that I read that I like. So if you haven't heard of this, basically it's the son of the President of the United States and the Prince of England. It starts as like a little enemies to lovers moment and then it gets really spicy. There's way more spice in this than I thought there was. But KelsiemKo also wrote One Last Stop, and this one is definitely on my book list. It sounds really cool. But yeah, I just really like her writing. She's very witty. Okay, here we go. Taylor Jenkins Reid says, outrageously fun, romantic, sexy, witty, and thrilling. That sound, yeah, you wrapped it up, Taylor Jenkins. Thank you. But obviously, since I only have 50 pages left, there's quite a bit happening right now. I'm very interested to see what happens at the end. But yeah, honestly, this is gonna be either 4 or 5 stars. So, we love. So the next book I don't have physically with me. I did just order it off of Amazon. Boop. Yeah, I'm finally doing it. I was avoiding it, if we're being honest. I really didn't want to. It's one of those books where there's so much hype around it and it's a genre that I don't always find myself being pulled towards. So the interest for me wasn't there. But I had a good friend of mine, she sent that she had read this in like 2 days on vacation and she was like, oh my gosh, you have to read this. Also one of our other friends is gonna read it and then we're gonna read the sequel. So I said, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I wanna see what the hype is about and you've now given me a reason to read this. So here we are. I'm trying to go into this with 0 expectations. And it's just one of those things where Koho is such a hyped author and this book in particular is such a hyped book of hers where I'm like, a little nervy, but that's okay. The next one I'm so excited for. I just think it's so freaking cute. Love and Gelato. I finally got it. I found this at Barnes & Noble the other day. They didn't have it the last time I went. And if this sucks, I'm gonna be upset because it's so freaking cute. So basically it's like a little love story that's set in Tuscany and she's getting over her mom's death, but she finds a journal from her mom when she was living in Italy in this area. So I want this to feel like Luca mixed with Mamma Mia. But I did mention this a little bit in my book haul when I got this. This one obviously is in Italy. Then she's got one for Ireland called Love and Luck, and then she's got one that's set in Greece called Love and Olives. That's the cutest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, so I'm fueling my Italian summer obsession with Love and Gelato. We'll see how it is. Oh, okay, last. I got Jane Eyre. Not only did I get Jane Eyre, but I got a Franklin edition of Jane Eyre. It's beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. So I am quite a good chunk of the way through this. I only have maybe a third of it left. I was nervous. I've read Wuthering Heights from Emily Bronte. Could not do it. However, I do want to revisit. Don't want my words on that. Don't quote me on it. So I was nervous, but I had read a couple Jane Austen books back to back, and I was like, no, I'm going to try another author. This is not disappointing. Y'all, you were right. I had so many people tell me when I said that I was nervous about it. Oh, I love Jane Eyre. I love Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre's my favorite. She's so cool. I love it. Yeah. You guys were right. So if you have any other Charlotte Bronte recs for me, let me know. Here we are, reading all romance for the end of summer. Guys, it feels right. Today I'm planning on starting Love and Gelato. So I'm starting that today. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. That was so cute. This was such a good, like, feel-good book. Very witty, very romantic, super freaking cute. Would recommend. Update on Jane Eyre. I think I have like 4 chapters left, so getting close. I'm about 50 pages into Love and Gelato. Not sure how I feel about it yet, but wow, this is exciting. This is gonna be my first like true romancy coho book. So let's read the back. What's going on? Sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. Ooh, okay, so it's gonna be like a little love triangle moment between current and the first love. Okay, that's all it's really giving as far as context, so I guess we'll just have to get into it to see what it's really about. Exciting. I've never owned so many pink books. They're so cute and summery though. But also because I couldn't help it. Don't tell anybody. I'm so excited for this. Honestly, I think this is gonna need a video all in itself. Exciting! Hi. Okay, so I'm reading Love and Gelato. Please tell me if anybody else does this. I'm literally making these insane conspiracy theories and then I have to reel myself back in and be like, no. It's not that kind of book. It's a cute romance. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they killed her mom. And then I'm like, no. Anyways, it's starting to get into like the story. It's a little cheesy and it's not as witty as the other one. Like as far as humor, it's like not on the same level. But I want to give it a chance still, so we're getting into it. Hello. Okay, so I just got back from New Orleans for some family things, but when we drove there, I ended up finishing Love and Gelato. I'm gonna be honest, this one, it was kind of the cheese ball of a book I keep expecting to have, and then I wasn't expecting it because I've heard really good things about it, but it just felt like, not that I hated it because I didn't, it was cute, but it definitely felt like millennial humor, if that makes sense. Like there was a lot of moments where I was like, cringe, no. Also the plot felt like kind of unnecessary to me once I figured out what was going on. But I don't know, I was looking for something where it made me feel like I was there type thing. And this was kind of just like cheesy meh. Also the little love triangle between the mom and then also the love triangle between the main character, like her daughter. It was just like really toxic. Not a fan. Yeah, I didn't love it. I'd give it 2 stars. But now that I finished this one, I have now started It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover on the ride back. I'm only maybe 2 chapters into it. And there was a couple things like in the first chapter where I was kind of annoyed. But now that we're getting into it a little bit more, I'm starting to warm up to it. So we'll see. This one really could go either way. No surprise, I have still been on my little dirty chai kick. So I'm on a mission to find my favorite. So today we're going to Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Have a great day. You too. Honestly, pretty good. Okay, I remembered one of the things that kind of annoyed me at the beginning of this book. There's just like some stereotypical like women things in it that I don't like. Like she meets this girl that wants to work for her, but she was like, oh, I can start now. My husband is watching the Bruins play at the bar down the street. Like I have nothing to do. I don't know, like do not like sports, which not that you have to like sports, but it just feels very... And earlier she was like, oh, I don't have to work, but I just like flowers. You see what I mean? Okay, I will say I do like her little edgy concept for her florist business. We stan. Docking points for predictability, but we're only on page 50. So, okay, so the hater in me wants me to be like, oh, of course, that would happen. But then on the other side, I know that I'm gonna text my friend and be like, cute. So we're having mixed emotions about this. I really like their interactions though. It's like weirdly refreshing and very abrupt, but that's the point. Also, let's address the elephant in the room. I ripped all my silly little nails off. I was in a goofy mood. Yeah. So I was thinking, in the spirit of all rom-coms, we could paint my nails. I haven't painted my own nails in probably years because it always turns out horrible. Even if I get it to look good, I sleep on it and then it has like texture. I don't know. So I was sent some gel polish and like a gel kit from Madame Glam, and we're gonna try it out. Okay, so I'm seeing how my friend read this in literally 2 days on vacation. I'm on page 100. My tone has changed. My tone has changed because, yes, I'm here for it now. I got distracted. Nails. Welcome to my nail salon. Let me show you the setup real quick. This is what we've got going on. Obviously, I'm gonna be reading, and Stinky is probably gonna mess up all of the progress I get done on my nails, but that's okay. We've got Steph Bauer, because Stan, and Attack on Titan, which is a completely different vibe, but that's okay. Okay, perfect. It does have instructions, so that's super helpful. So 2 things that I really appreciate about this is they're vegan and they don't test on animals, so we love that. Oh my gosh, it's a little LED lamp. Cute. Okay, so this is actually super helpful because I feel like when I do my nails, the issue is that they never dry fast enough, so hopefully this helps. Okay, so the kit comes with the base coat and the top coat, and then I picked 3 colors, which I will show you. Okay, so I got Lotus, which is just like a cute neutral. Okay, I got Cat Eye. So I was thinking if I wanted to do a lighter one, I would put a couple coats of this on to have like a neutral base. This color is supposed to be like kind of holographic. I was thinking Hailey Bieber vibes maybe. But then also I was super interested in this. It's like a pudding gel. Okay, so while we're here, I figured we might as well talk about... Okay, I have so many thoughts. So don't hate me for this, but genuinely, I hate both of the love interests. I think they are both super mega toxic, and we don't stand that. You know what? Actually, let me rephrase it. I guess I just don't like it in realistic books. Because obviously, give me a fantasy book and I will be rooting for the worst person in it. We love a villain love story. But not in like the realistic books, you know? Like he's literally, spoiler alert, pushing her down the stairs. And then the guy like did something wrong and he knows that he's in the wrong and he can't really talk his way out of it. So instead of being like, that was really wrong, he trauma dumps because he makes himself the victim again. And I'm like, no, just because you had childhood trauma doesn't mean that you get to be a shitty adult that didn't deal with your issues. And now you're taking it out on other people. And then there's the other one, Atlas. And y'all, I cannot get past, first of all, that she was literally 15. And he was like turning 18. No. He comes back after weeks, no letters, no communication, which I get that is kind of like different in their situation with like the dad and stuff, but still comes back on her birthday, basically just like love bombs her, sleeps with her, and then leaves and literally doesn't see her again for how many years was it? I don't know. I just really didn't like it. I thought that was... But personally, I'm 23 right now. She's 23 right now too in the book. If I was her, I feel like I would have done a little reflection on the situation and thought, that probably was not a good situation. But now she sees him and she's like, oh, I remember how I felt about him and blah, blah, blah. No, I remember who I was in love with when I was 15 and I do not like them now. Like, I just, there's just so many red flags that it's just making me so angry. Just so much commitment is happening so quickly when genuinely she should have waited and built their trust back. But you know, if she did, then I guess there wouldn't have been a book and it's fiction and whatever. But I just get so angry. So we'll see how I feel by the end of it, because for a second I was really vibing with it and then it turned pretty sour and now I'm just angry. Like by the time I got to part 2, rage. Sorry, I'm so focused on this. I do like this color. This is the one with the neutral lotus color, and this is without it. And you might not be able to see the difference, but I see a slight one. I'm gonna put one more on, and then we're gonna try the little metallic moment. So I found a magnet and made a salad, and I still didn't mess them up. We're doing better than I expected. Okay, I'm kind of figuring it out. So this is just the base coat. And then the thumb has the little shiny one on it. I kind of love that. With the exception that my nails are too short to shape, definitely a vibe. All right, now I have to do this hand. Okay, I finished my nails. They're so cute. I actually really like them. So if you want to order from them, like I said, they're Madam Glam, and they gave me a code to give you guys for 30% off. I'll put it on the screen here, and of course I'll put the link in the description. I have 50 pages left of this book, and I have so many thoughts. So I'm gonna finish it, and I will get back to you. I'm gonna spare you a rant. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. 2.5. I'm sorry. There was some good commentary and also major domestic abuse trigger warning. But like, hear me out. I'm not one of those people that listens to sad music. Like, ever, really? Like, you know when people are sad and they're like, oh, I just want to listen to a sad song and cry it out. No. I want to be more sad. That's what this book felt like to me. Did not make me happy. So that's why I give it that rating. Not necessarily that it was bad, but my enjoyment was pretty low. This was pretty 50-50. Because Red, White, and Royal Blue, I gave that 4 stars. Jane Eyre, 4 stars. Love and Gelato, 2 stars. And then It Ends With Us, 2.5 stars. If you don't typically like romance, we do have some winners. We have some winners in this one. The first 2, love them. If anything, I'm glad my nails are done. And I read books that I did not think I was gonna read. And so that's a win in itself. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.